Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of our tutorial for complete beginners for Civilization 7, which is now going to morph into kind of a beginner level Let's Play for Civilization 7. The first two videos of this were sponsored, and also let you in on a little behind the scenes secret stuff here. The process of working with larger game companies like 2K is usually quite a bit more involved than smaller independents, and requires several rounds of approval for all content by like 5 different departments. It's a whole thing. We were also under some embargo for content, so we couldn't put things out very quickly. This embargo is now lifted. I'm looking forward to continuing this quite rapidly. I will tell you, I think the last time I recorded the video, like part 2 of this, I think was recorded something like 2 weeks ago. And since then I've put in like 50 more hours into Civilization 7. So there may have been plenty of decisions in the first 2 videos that I now think, oh, we could do even better. And I might also be a little bit confused about where we are at a certain point because, how did this progress? How did this develop? But we are going to do our best to continue. Looks like being harassed a little bit by an independent village of Arcane, which is just over here. Oh, we do have a goodie hut over there, but I guess we've had to flee with our scout. I would very much like to normally at this stage in the game have quite a few more settlements out, but I guess it is what it is. We do have a commander with promotion available, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We already put a point into initiative, which is great. I love having the units unpack, being able to move on the turn they unpack. That's very powerful. We really do want to get to the end cap of one of these trees so that we can unlock one of these commendations, which are incredibly powerful. Although we'll probably split our efforts a little because I think I'll probably go down the left side branch over here, but I really feel like Storm is fantastic. I feel like ranged units win wars ever since Civilization 5 came out. I think that is very true, and having a +2 combat strength for ranged units when they're attacking is incredibly potent. So I'm going to spend my promotion point there. We've also got an attribute point waiting to be spent here in the militaristic tree. We've already picked up the 5 combat strength against independent powers and city-states, which I think is going to pay huge dividends, especially right now, because apparently we're going to be fighting some more. After that, where do we go? I mean, a production boost towards training military units is good, and then saving money is nice. Influence towards leveling units from city-states. I mean, these are all great bonuses, but I think what I want is I really want to work towards this +1 settlement limit. I think this is really nice. So I'm going to put a point here. Gain 1 free war support in all your wars. I'm not planning on going on an actual war in the super short term. This will be useful later on for certain. And maybe we will be capturing settlements. I mean, we are playing Rome as well, but yeah, this +1 settlement limit I think is really nice. So we'll go and spend it there. That I think is fine. We've got a scout up over here. I think I kind of want to explore the space to the east of my capital. I'm kind of curious about what's there. So let's go in this direction and make the trip. And it looks like none of my military units can move on this turn. Okay. We do have a lot of influence. I could decide to befriend Arcane, but I don't think so. All right, we get a warning that our cities are defenseless, which is kind of true. We're going to move forward with this warrior. We got low happiness in Ravenna. That's unfortunate. I mean, no one likes to be invaded, so that's not going to help. Let's move you down that way. Let's do a double move here. I wonder if I should rest you. No, I'm going to move forward with you because you can still damage things while injured. You just don't do quite as much. And if anything, I might want to rest you inside of our friendly borders. Same thing with you. I do need to rest you as a melee unit. Definitely you need to rest before you engage in combat. But we can move you into friendly borders and then rest you there. You will heal faster. Okay. If I move my slinger to here, I can shoot one of these guys. Do I want to fight? Yeah, I think this is going to keep me with enough hit points that even if both of these attack me next turn, I don't think my warrior is going to die. So I'll do that. I'm a little bit worried about these guys having run this way and engaged my slinger, although there's some rough terrain here, so I'm not sure they could have reached. But yeah, we're actually in pretty healthy condition. Okay, that's fantastic. I like that. I do wish, oh, in hindsight, I actually could have gotten a little bit of XP on the Legatus, because I could have moved the Legatus here, or here, and gotten a point of XP from having this slinger fire. So that is a wasted opportunity. Should have looked at first. I guess that's actually a pretty good rule of thumb, is when in doubt, move your army commanders first. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could melee my slinger. Oh, luckily, only one of you did. Okay, I'm going to pull back with you into Ravenna where you'll be a little bit safer. But also what I can do with the Legatus is we can use the Focus Fire ability, which will give all my ranged units +2 combat strength. They're also getting +2 combat strength from Storm now. So we're going to do this. Both slingers will fire at this guy, which means they're not healing this turn, but that's fine. Almost, but didn't quite kill him. And we do get some growth in Ravenna. As per usual, what I want to focus on in, well, most of my settlements, but in particular with my settlements that I intend to leave as a town, which Ravenna is, I really want to focus on food, and in particular, I want farms and fishing boats and plantations, because when I set the focus of Ravenna to be a farming town, which we can do at size 7, then those will output more. The nice thing about this farm as well is it will give us an extra happy face in Ravenna, which will eliminate the unhappiness, and it moves us towards grabbing the salt resource, which is going to be nice to have. Down here. And you'll go and attack and finish this guy off. Or not. This warrior is definitely going to rest until fully healed. That's a lot more units coming our way, which is more than a little annoying. Okay, this slinger still doesn't get the rest. It's going to fire here. It is in range of the army commander, so we'll generate some XP there, which is good. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at that slinger. We could move and retreat, but I'm not going to. We'll weaken it, which is good. We won't take as much. And, oh, we have another promotion available already. Nice, size 4, which means we can also use this Legatus to spawn a settlement for us. So I'm going to start going down the left branch here to route. Combat strength for infantry units when attacking. I think that's great. Narrative choice is what? Oh, we've got our level 3 commander, so we finish this quest. We get a 15% production boost towards training infantry. Another event. Satisfied at last, the writer sets down their quill. They've spent countless hours writing down words only to scratch them out and rewrite them. All will be worth it if just one reader finds joy in this text. This is going to give us a codex. Codices or codices are great works that actually generate science for us, which would be really nice. Or we can get the influence. I will take the codex, which has been automatically slotted into the Palace of Rome. Okay. And another narrative choice. Augustus, according to legend, is descended from Apollo, but a new cult is forming among Rome's prosperous nobles, one that places the sun at the heart of all things, the cult of Sol Invictus. Build 2 altars would give us an expansionist attribute point, which is excellent, or just 50 gold right now. No, we'll do this. We're already building an altar in Rome. Yeah, this seems great. All right, let's move you here. Now let's finally use the search ability. Oh, hello, Painted Rock. Oh. I haven't met Machiavelli. I haven't met anyone yet. But Machiavelli's clearly in the game. He is currently trying to befriend Painted Rock. We could compete. I could hit this button and then spend a bunch of influence to try to outcompete him here. Alternatively, if I could rush over, I might be able to boop this city before he takes it. Oh. That's an interesting idea. Spend 170 to start befriending it, which starts the progress, and then we can spend more influence to accelerate things. I wonder if I can outspend him. I'm going to try. I've never been in this situation before. So right now it'll take us 30 turns, but if I do this, there we go. We don't have any progress, but currently it'll take 20 turns for us to become the full suzerain of the city-state. I think here it becomes a city-state. Yeah, as a suzerain, and then we get the full beans here. We might spend in 3 more turns. I might give this another dose. I don't know if this is the wisest way for us to spend our influence, but we're going to give that a try. All right, I think everyone else is done, right? Yeah, you are going to go and boop this guy. Thank you very much. And then you're going to start to rest and heal. Okay. A little bit on the back foot here. Let's go and some more. Here's what I'm doing. This unit is healthy enough that they won't die if attacked. So I'm going to move to here so we'll be ready for next turn. I don't think you can go and kill these units, hopefully. Our town is growing some more, which is wonderful. Now I could grow to the salt and slot that into a city for a 20% production boost towards training units. I'll also do this for, I mean, this is a decent amount of food and the happiness. Okay, let's do that. So I believe this is our first resource of the game. So we have a city resource. It has to go into a city. So we'll put it in Rome. And now Rome produces units 20% faster, which actually, I think we will be producing a unit right now. I would think I would like a third slinger. And then we might have to start making some settlers because we're kind of desperate for that. You need to rest and heal a little. Yeah, stay away from Painted Rock right now because currently they are hostile to us.
Policy at public meetings. The spoken word conquers all thought.
Okay, we got a tech and a civic. Do I want to change my slots around here? Training an infantry unit grants culture equal to 25% of production cost. We're actually training a range unit right now. I think I'll leave this. And then we will research... I think we'll research irrigation because the garden is actually incredible. This garden will generate a ton of food, especially with coast and navigable river, which we do have. Yeah, this is actually going to be fantastic for us. So let's do that. And then for our next civic, we've got a couple of good options. We could go after Code of Laws, which gives us access to a merchant for trade, but we don't really have a trading candidate right now. Although I say that, once we befriend Painted Rock, we can trade with them. But I think I'd like to go down my Roman civics. We have Civis Romanus already. Let's get Exercitus Romanus and unlock the Temple of Jupiter. I think it's hard to argue. That's going to work out fine. Do I want to go... Oh, we could also build a library here. Actually, hold on. We just finished writing too. So I have a codex that can't fit anywhere because we don't have a slot. A library... So to give us 5 science from the library, it would then give us an extra 2 when we fit the codex in there, which is amazing. But I do really want a settler. I don't know what the right or rightist decision is in this case. Both of them are quite good. I'm kind of thinking I might go and do the library. So this is an interesting situation right here. This is our best library site. It would give us 5 science currently. It does currently have someone here. Yeah, convert to an urban tile. It's currently a rural tile, but that's okay. It'll just displace the population and we'll reassign them somewhere else, and that's going to be a-okay. All right, I'm going to do that. Yes. And then I have to regrow the city. Now, I think the garden that we're currently researching towards is actually going to be good probably over here. So I want to make sure we've claimed this tile. So maybe I'll just drop it here just for the maximum food for now. And then I'll push out our borders this way. Yeah, okay. Yes, I know. We have nowhere to place the codex. We're going to work on that. Ooh. Back away until those guys are our friends. We need another turn worth of influence. Okay, we're still scheduled to come out ahead right now. But I think I will go and invest in influence because if he does, then we could be in some trouble. Let's see here. I'm just going to move up 1 notch. I'm not going to move up 2 because I don't want to open that slinger to being attacked. Yeah, the Legatus we're not going to move currently. Actually, I will move over here, so we're a little closer here, which might pay off. You're just going to... I'm just hitting spacebar to rest you a turn. Just hitting spacebar to rest you a turn. See where these units go. Oh, they're leaving. Okay. Well, that's quite nice. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to spend the influence here. There we go. Shorten that down. Mostly, it was in case Machiavelli spent more influence here, he might have suddenly been in a very dangerous lead. But now I'm going to feel pretty secure that we will befriend and, in fact, take over ownership of Painted Rock before he does. Now, I might still not... Well, I'll move my slinger here. I don't want to move out too much with my units because everyone is still basically damaged. Yeah, in fact, we can go ahead and hit the rest until fully healed button on these units so we don't have to babysit them quite as much. I don't have enough money to instantly buy anything right now. Move you north, and this seems like a good place to do the search command for some extra vision. Nice. Poke out 1 more tile, and then still wait. I'm still going to be cautious with this slinger. Okay, I'm going to start moving forward to the Legatus. Oh, actually, I really want to bundle these units up first. Although you are still healing. Okay, everyone's looking full health now. Nice. This town can expand again. Now, if I expand here, it will not expand to these pearls. And the reason is you can only expand your borders from your city out 3 tiles from the city. So it won't do that. On the other hand, taking these hides might be incredibly useful. So I'm going to prefer the fishing boat here. Even though this is a pretty weak tile compared to everything else, but it expands in the right place. And again, I want to focus on farms and fishing boats as much as possible, or resources. That's fine too, because it'll give us the bigger bonuses later on. Move you to here. Move these units up. Now, if I were to try to bundle these adjacent land units into me, only one of them would be grabbed. And the reason is you can only bundle units that still have some movement left, and those were all out of movement. But next turn, we'll be able to vacuum all this up, which will actually complete the assemble full army step of the Pax Imperatoria legacy path. So I'm just going to have the Legatus wait a turn. And this slinger can't fit into the army regardless. So I'm just going to start walking you out. We're going to go after Arcane. We're not going to befriend you. You attacked us. That's inappropriate. Oh, we've met Amina. So we still haven't met Machiavelli. Hello, Amina. Now, Amina tends to be quite warrior and oriented. We're going to get to choose how we want to greet her. We could just spend no influence with a neutral greeting. We could spend influence to make her hate us. Why would we do that? Well, if we're planning on going to war with her in a short term, if we declare war and we've got decent relationships with someone, then it's a surprise war, and we kind of start the war with bad war support. But if we dislike each other, then we can declare formal war, which doesn't have that kind of penalty. I suspect you're not anywhere near me because we haven't met each other until now, so I'll just do a friendly greeting. I like to default to friendly until things develop otherwise. Now, I don't have enough influence to start any of these deals here right now because we're spending it all on Painted Rock. That's okay. We'll talk about diplomacy a little bit later. This scout, I'm going to move forward 1 tick, and then we'll do the search ability. Oh, and there we go. There's Machiavelli over here. He's running as Greece. And yeah, quite far away for now. I'll tell you what, unfortunately, I don't have enough influence for a friendly greeting, so we're just going to have to settle for being neutral at this time. Honestly, there's already feeling like there's a little bit of conflict because we're fighting over Painted Rock. Okay, we're still... And he will hit this first step to become friendly and non-hostile before me, but that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. Okay, now what we're going to do is the Legatus is going to vacuum up all the units shoop, within itself, and then we can travel with this pack much more efficiently. Do maybe 1 step at a time just to spot things. That's Amina's scout. Okay. And we can check what the next step for the military progression here. It's train a siege unit, capture an enemy settlement. Now, you don't actually have to do all these sub-steps. As far as I understand, if we just get to 12 towns or cities, and conquered settlements count as 2, then this just completes anyway. These individual steps are just a really nice guide along the way. So I'm going to separately move this slinger. Need to grow a city. Again, I really want to focus on food early on. Do this, which has a happy face as well. It actually might be worth grabbing this. I know it's a little less food, but the extra production, because it's a city, is actually fairly beneficial. I'm going to do that. There's a good chance that a garden's going to go there later anyway, and we're going to displace it, and that's okay. Move you there, and let's move you part of the way. I like not completing the move instantly, because that way we can confirm if there's a bad guy that we might want to respond to while we still have movement. Right. Oh, and you've got a charge. We got to figure out where I might want to drop the settlement, actually, on the way. Ooh. Tell you what, let's open up the settler lens from our minimap. Part of me does think settling towards Machiavelli might be a good idea, but we're not there right now. I think I like the idea with this Legatus. I'm going to make a little bit of a sidestep to the west here and settle kind of on the coast. This location is going to 1, 2, 3 could eventually grab the cotton and this marble and this fish and the camel and the silver. This is actually a wonderful location. Yeah, I agree. Could have gotten there a little sooner, but that's fine. What is this? Amina would like open borders. I can accept. It costs me no influence, and she'll actually pay me. Well, it'll generate 2 gold per turn for me. I'm going to say yes. We're going to keep being friendly with Amina. That seems fine. Scout's going to go there, and then I'll use the lookout ability. Oh, Champa. So we've got another aggressive independent village. Right, you're going to go there. You're going to go to here for the moment. This river just flooded, which is why it looks so muddy. Whoops, okay, that's a little scary. Still fine. Okay, let me move over here. I'm going to found the settlement, which brings us up to the settlement limit. We're not actually going to be concerned about going over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, I can't deploy them because I've used up all my movement here. Okay, we have a narrative choice. What is this? The people of the conquered village look up to see a new chief standing before them, wreathed in smoke and speaking passionately. Oh, does the Legatus ability trigger flavored as me conquering a village? +1 warrior, +1 migrant. Okay, a warrior is a warrior, another military unit. A migrant is a unit that can join any settlement and increase its population by 1. This is actually very powerful. If we were desperate for another warrior, I might take that, but I think we're fine as is. So no, I think the extra migrant's going to be huge, so I'm going to do that. So Katana over here. Again, I'm going to prefer food and also, you know, maybe towards resource. I don't need the camel yet. The camel doesn't really do anything in and of itself. It just gives you extra resource slots in a city, which is excellent, don't get me wrong, but isn't what we require quite at this moment. Katana has positive happiness right now, so rather than this farm, I'm going to go for this fishing boat. Especially since the border expansion expands towards some of these bad guys here, which will give us a little bit of vision, but also some places where we can heal quite comfortably. Okay, Rome, even though we're at our settlement limit, I think I might go and build a settler right now. There's some great wonders we could be building as well, but yeah, let me go and get started on a settler. We're trailing in civics. If we go and look at over here, we can confirm we're definitely not making as much culture as everyone else, but we're not too far behind. And our science is basically where it should be. Well, compared to the others is what I mean. Okay, this slinger, I'm going to... If I go here, one of the swordmen could melee the slinger, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Actually, it might not be able to because of the rough river. Oh, wow. And we're getting some boats coming here. We really have to deal with Arcane. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the slinger down here and start shooting at these boats. I'm going to move... I'm going to unpack one more slinger. I'm going to choose one slinger, unpack them over here. But then I am going to take the rest of this army and move it away from Katana and away from the navigable river. We're going to go and take Arcane. We should be fine enough with this. And the hope is that with everything else, we can just defend this city. Let's go and expand to the hides. And indeed, we get this hide resource. Now, currently, by default, the resource gets deployed in whatever settlement claimed that tile, assuming it's a valid resource. If Ravenna Town had expanded to a city resource, then it would have just gone here unallocated, but because its bonus resource goes here. Now, towns don't have a production queue. So what do they do with their production, with their hammers? Well, it gets converted into gold, which is fine, but not that useful. What would be much better is to use that 3 production as actual production. So I'm going to send the hides to Rome and increase its production from 17 to 20, which is a pretty substantial boost. Also, oh, Ravenna has reached population 7, which means it can specialize, right? We can choose one of these specializations. And in particular, we'd be looking to probably take the fishing town. One thing, if you're not sure which ones you want to take, you can always go and expand here and take a look at your improvements and see what you have the most of. In this case, we have 3 farms and a fishing boat, so 3 things would be boosted by Fishing Town. We have 1 mine, so that'd be 1 thing with +1 production for Mining Town. But remember, towns, their production just can convert it to money, which is not as efficient as just production. So it's not that exciting. Yeah, so clearly the Fishing Town would give us the most sort of raw numeric benefit. And then remember, by assigning a focus, what happens is all the food being produced by this city gets sent, or by this town, all this food being produced by this town gets sent to the nearest city. It can get split if there's more than one city within range. So This is quite good because we do want our capital to grow as quickly as possible. It's actually quite wonderful. We don't have to actually focus right now. We might want to, because right now the Ravina is only making 13 food. Now, part of it is because we don't actually have sailing yet, so we haven't unlocked some techs to really boost fishing boats. I actually suspect we might want to keep Ravina as a growing town for a little while, so it can get a couple more tiles before we send the food over to our capital. Now, here's something you can do. You can focus. Let's say I choose Fishing Town, and you'll get a note. It's exclusive. You can't change it. Well, you can because you can go back to Growing Town, right? So right now, Ravina is sending its food to Rome. And if we take a look at Rome, and we go over here, and we can confirm its food production, it's getting 16. Remember, Ravina was making 13 food, but when we specialized it into a farming town, that added 3 extra food, which is 16, which is how Rome is getting so much more food over here. That's pretty good. But I might decide, you know what? I'd like Ravina to maybe grab a few more tiles. Well, I can tell it to go back to a growing town. That's fine. I can do this. And then it's still growing at 50% faster. It'll grab a couple more tiles maybe for us, and then we can send the production over to Rome. I think I like that idea. And yeah, we do really have to get our sailing unlocked. That's going to be incredibly valuable here. Oh, we met someone else. Confucius. Okay. Confucius has always, in my experience so far, has been an absolute bro, a pal in Civ 7. I think he really likes diplomacy. He really likes trade. So, and he's pretty far away from us. I think there's a really good chance that he could be a good long-term friend. Now, that's just my experience so far. Who knows how it'll feel, but yeah, he's definitely not too close to us, so we're unlikely to have any early conflict. Okay, I'm still gonna go with plan, try to get this unit over here. Oh, you don't have any movement. Why are you even selected? Yeah, let's back away these boats. Wait, this slinger, you got nothing in. Oh, you're out of movement. Oh, this is all the same turn. Okay. And oh, wait, I have this migrant that I have to deploy somewhere. Tell you what, I am going to deploy this migrant in Rome itself, giving it +1 production. And oh, it's interesting. The migrant isn't actually showing us what we would be producing. Oh, it is in some of these places. I don't know. Let's go over here. That's fine. Okay. Done and done.
The essence of all beings is
okay, garden tech is really good. Confucius, oh, I really want to support this for maximum science. If I had 60 influence, I could support this deal, and we'd each get 6 science per turn. Unfortunately, the best I can do is accept. He will get 4 because he did spend 60 influence to do it. I will get 2 extra science per turn. It's Confucius, I wish I could do better. My friend, my buddy. But we can choose a new technology. We are absolutely going to go sailing. We need the +1 food on fishing boats, and I want to be able to build the fishing K, or key, that's fine, over by Ravina at the very least. So let's get that research. Let's move up here and we'll do another lookout just to get as much vision as possible of your terrain. Good. Now. All right, you know what? I will delay my invasion. Let's deploy this slinger. Let's move this slinger inside the tile of the Legatus, move you over here, and then I can do the focus fire with all 3 of them hitting that. Oh, was this a rough tile? Oh, so the slinger here I don't think got to fire this turn. Oh well. And yeah, at least we're still getting some experience points. But I really want to take Arcane out of the picture completely if I can. All right, Temple of Jupiter is now available. I think I'm still fine with these policies for now. We're not currently training infantry units. I mean, the gold is very nice, but no, we'll go with these basics. All right, embassies painted rock have arrived and pronounced the Roman Empire deserves all glory and respect. To honor the friendship between these 2 people, they present a generous gift. 25 culture. That's not bad. It's a little more than 1 turn worth of stuff. Oh, we're not tied. They must have spent some more influence. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in 4 turns because we're going to arrive at the same time. I don't know if it's going to process me first. More culture, more science. You know what? Right now, I actually want the science. I really want that sailing a little faster. And what are we going to research? Legatus Pro Praetor gives a free infantry units in new settlements and a +1 settlement limit. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. And we've got a celebration that's triggered. We're not currently producing wonders, so I will take Classical Republic for the culture boost. That gives us an extra social policy. I'm going to take the gold for now, because it gives us the biggest immediate benefit. right, let's do the focused fire again. Lovely. I guess we should maybe unpack more things here. Anyway, I'm going to focus fire on you. Good. And silver gives us gold towards purchasing units. We're not really doing right now. So I think I'll just grab the tile that gives us the most food in Katana. Okay, a garden is going to give us not as much insane food as I thought it would. I think it's still worth building. I could add it to this tile. It's not a hard... Okay, here's why I'm hesitating. When we get access to specialists, which are amazing, specialists boost the adjacency bonuses from buildings. And right now, the garden here has a base 3 food yield, and then +1 for each adjacent coastal terrain, each adjacent navigable river, each adjacent wonder. I'm curious, why can't I put it here? Oh, I bet you can't be built on a desert. Ah. I bet you that's why. I wonder if we can find that in the Civilopedia. Garden. It doesn't really describe it here. Because I thought, well, we'll build it here. We'll get a 4-point adjacency, right? River, coast, coast, coast. This would be a great place for a garden. I'm betting you can't build it on a desert tile. So that's actually quite unfortunate, because the best adjacency we can get is 1. So here and here, because it's next to the river, here it's next to the coast, we get 1 adjacency bonus from the garden. Now, adjacency bonuses are great in and of themselves. And then when we unlock specialists, we can deploy specialists into urban buildings. And what specialists will do is they will give an extra bonus for all your adjacencies. So if you've got a location for a building that has really strong adjacencies, that becomes an amazing spot for you to put in specialists. Here we kind of don't successfully execute that. We could put the building in here, which doesn't give the garden any adjacency bonuses, but some other building is going to get a bonus to its own adjacencies. We have a library over here, and that's almost certainly what's benefiting from that, right? Let's check what the library says. Library. So the library gets... Oh, what else? What else do we have? It's not the palace. What's the adjacency bonus coming from? I actually don't know where the culture... It's not the mine. It's not the pasture, I don't think. Well, I'll tell you what, since we can't have a very good garden food-wise, maybe I will just put it in here for the +1 culture and science. Why not? This is not an ageless building, so ultimately it'll get replaced anyway, so that seems fine. Can't quite move that way. Tell you what.
In the calm darkness.
Oh, the Torres del Pan. Del Pain. We got a natural wonder over here. You can see it's got an output of 2 food and 4 happiness if we're settled over here, but it's too far away for us to even consider that. Now... This is an interesting expansion spot. A lot of mountains. Really limits the number of tiles that you can build your typical buildings in. Although there are some things you can do with mountains. I think I quite like maybe one of these 2 spots. Secures quite a few resources. I think I like this spot a lot. Gets 3 resources pretty much immediately. Doesn't compete tile-wise with Rome. Yeah. That seems fine. Now, this settler is unescorted, but it can't be instantly captured in Civ 7. They have hit points. They can be destroyed, but it might take multiple attacks for anything like that to happen. So it's not too shabby. I'll unload you here. There we go. And then still do that shot. Excellent. Amina. Oh, both units get +3 military strength. It's kind of relevant right now because we are fighting these independents, but I think I'm going to save my influence. I'm just going to take this for a little bit more gold. We're actually going to want to spend some gold on a fishing cane in Ravina as soon as we get sailing, so I think I'm going to be fine with that. Oh, and my game just crashed. Okay, well, this is a fine place for us to put a cut in this episode. There'll be an autosave, so we'll be repeating some stuff in just a moment. Thanks for watching, folks. I think I've only had one other crash in my several hours at this point, we'll say, of Civilization 7. I think I've only had one other crash. And I am playing on a pre-release version, so your mileage may vary. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.